We'd known each other on social media for about 10 years, was it?
About
And
that.
we kind of just used to talk every now and again and, send each other stuff, but just purely as mates. And then, because you were with somebody and I was with somebody. And then because you explained it really well, because I friend zoned you for a bit and I didn't realise that you were single.
Yeah, I was. Whenever I messaged Amanda,
This was years later when
I'd always very pointedly end all of the messages with like, "Thank you, friend," or
"Cheers, mate."
Yeah, and so I was sort of sad face, and then one day I guess it just clicked.
Yeah.
And we sort of chatted a bit more than we normally had done. We swapped numbers and arranged to have a call.
Well, I suddenly realised you were single and I was single. I was like, "Oh, you're single. Oh, here's my number." I wasn't very aloof. I was like, "Yeah, no, have my number." Yeah. And then the next day,
we spoke for 7 hours, and then that was the beginning of August, and then we spoke basically that amount of time every day for the rest of August. And then at the end of the month, I flew to Vienna, which is where Amanda was, and that was the first time we met.
Yeah.
And we were engaged in 30 minutes. It just felt like that time feels so perfect. It feels that period of my life, and I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it feels like it was scripted.
Yeah.
Like it just happened so perfectly.
Yeah.
To the point that then, when because it was not very long later, a month after we met, that I had my accident.
Well, it was a couple of days after you'd left Vienna as well, wasn't it?
The second time, yeah. That I don't know what my life would have been like had we not met.
Yeah.
I can't fathom what I would have done or what that would have been. So yeah, well, it does feel meant to be. It sort of
felt a little bit predestined, because we got on well. We had lovely chats, and when you were in America and I was here, and we sort of bonded over that, and we'd laugh and we'd share everything, and then we met again. And those, like you said, those pockets of weekends, like we only spent
a week together
with you not being in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Which is like, that doesn't seem real. Texted Jonathan, so every when we went together, we'd give each other video messages. So we'd have one to wake up to, and that we always did that without fail. We'd always have like a little video message saying, "Morning, darling, and how are you?" and blah blah blah. And that morning that I woke up, there wasn't one. And then I saw that Jonathan had rung me, and we never used to ring each other. Like we'd always video message or text, or FaceTime. I thought, that's a bit weird. So I listened to it. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I listened to it, and it was Tony, your stunt coordinator, saying, "Hi Amanda, it's Tony. Listen, Jonathan's had an accident. He's going to be okay, but can you give me a call as soon as you get this?" And then I knew.
He didn't say I was going to be okay, did he?
He said, "It's going to be okay. Okay. It's going to be okay. He's in pretty bad shape, but it's going to be okay." You've never listened to it, have you?
No.
I've still got it. So I rang Tony straight away, and he said, "Look, he's in really bad shape, and he's been airlifted to the Grady Hospital in Atlanta. Can you please let his parents know?" And I'd met his parents once, and I was like, "Oh God, I've got to, what do I say? What do I say to? I didn't know how bad it was. I mean, I could guess from Tony's response and the tone of his voice that it wasn't great." And he said, "Jonathan's about to go down and have a big surgery on his back. Can you let his parents know?" So I rang your sister Jane, who is, I adore Jane so much, and Helen, but Jane was kind of there at the beginning, and she kind of took control. And I texted Ruth and Keith, your mum and dad. And that's when it all started. Then that's when we had immediately got a WhatsApp group together, and then we started to get more and more information. So the next day, I think it was the next day, yes, it was the next day, that I got a FaceTime call from an American number that I didn't recognise, and I pulled it up, and I was just about to get in the car with my daughter to take her shopping, and it was Jonathan, and he was on his surgeon's phone, and he was about to go down into surgery, and he said to me, "Hey baby, I'm just about to go and have an operation. There's a 50-50 chance that I won't make it. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything. And I love you. And then I said, I love you, I'll see you on the other side, it's going to be fine. You're so strong and you're brilliant, and I love you, and I love you. And we hung up. And then I had to take my daughter to Westfield and just be normal. And then I didn't hear from you for about 16 hours. And we didn't hear anything. I'd heard from Tony that he came out of surgery about 12 hours later, 13 hours later, and he was in recovery, but nothing. And then it started. Then we found out that you were going to be all right. But that was the worst day of my life, I think, because I didn't, you said goodbye twice, sort of thing. It was just horrible. Jonathan is one of those annoying people. Because I don't, I say this to my friends, that, we all call him Superman because he is.
I had found a chair that was specifically adapted to go onto the beach and into the ocean. And the first time I went into the sea after my accident, I went scuba diving. I was pretty convinced, given how new our relationship was, that I could add Amanda to the list, because this wasn't what she signed up for, and it seemed very unfair of me to expect her to sort of honour our engagement